Yeah, and that being said, Burning going to be moving on to eventually fight Peasant, who we saw earlier is incredibly terrifying.
Oh, the dog is. I mean, look, I have nightmares. I literally used to call the character the Nightmare Dog. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned Elden Ring earlier, right? It's got
Mm.
all those mythical creatures where everything could absolutely just be nightmare fuel. But right now, Burning is going to be fighting this nightmare of a Sylvanas. But we saw earlier, Peasant was going toe to toe with Jevil. It was so close. So the real question is, has Peasant been able to recompose themselves? Have they really been able to get back into the swing of things? And starting things off on Forest Floor, the stage that they just lost on, could be either a boon or a bane for them. It's a real question as to how things go.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Peasant seems to really enjoy the shorter platforms. You know, we saw Spirit Tree, we saw Forest Floor. Just trying to get those up air kills, I believe, and especially with the up strong seems to be a big favorite of Peasant. But I'll see how Burning uses the top blast zones to his advantage and tries to adapt to Peasant as well.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see right now, Peasant already taking so much damage early on. This is not what we're used to seeing from Peasant. We're used to seeing this dog just do so much in terms of damage output. Right now, with a back air back onto stage, able to retain this control for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, the bombs coming out here from Burning, especially if you're unfamiliar with them, can be so daunting. And when you're so scared of the bombs, sometimes you forget to focus on the main issue, being the blossom.
Yeah, and we've said it before, Peasant, very good player coming back from 2 years ago. But 2 years ago, didn't have these workshop characters, might not really know this matchup. And if you're not going to know a matchup, knowing Burning's Malo is very much a player-specific matchup. But Upstrong's going to do just fine anyway.
Sometimes the old tricks still work. You know, it's like a veteran versus a private here. We've got the super talented young soldier coming in, but the veteran, you know, they still know what they're doing. You know,
yeah,
this
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we haven't been hyping up Peasant for nothing. Either way, Burning is going to continue to rack up as much damage as possible. Malo's such a good character with a disadvantaged state. Beautiful stuff from Peasant to use those bombs to try to get damage off in return, though.
Yeah, Peasant starting this game very timid, you know, just unsure of what the bombs are capable of, to now just playing with them themselves.
Oh
like,
my god.
This is for me too. But somehow you can't exactly handle a firecracker from beneath you. That's a bit painful.
Yeah, I mean, Burning with a beautiful read, able to really propel himself into the control of this set, of this game, and who knows whether or not he's going to be able to really pull it out. Right now, Peasant in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, very nice Aether from Burning to save from the up air, sorry, that looked like it was going to take so, but very unfortunate, not making back to the wall.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate, just barely not able to make it. But you have to shake it off, right? You know, there's still those nerves from winners finals that we're seeing here, and this time around going to be going over to Spirit Tree. And yes, I understand you went to Spirit Tree, you went to Forest Floor in the last set. Just because they might have worked or not worked in those doesn't mean it's going to be the same here. Just got to go to your comfort. But right now, Burning taking a lot of early damage.
As you said, with comfort, especially in a matchup you probably don't know too well, you can't expect what's going to happen on each stage. You just got to go with what you're comfortable with. You know, what works, what makes you feel like you can actually take control of the situation.
Yeah, and right now, Burning in a lot of trouble, eking closer and closer to that blast zone, but able to get back onto the floor in time to survive just a little bit longer. Beautiful tech, going to survive and not get hit by the Sylvanas Strong.
That could have been a massive mix-up. Not exactly sure where Burning was going to go there. And now still Burning sent off stage, and a nice back air catch from Pesant to take the first stock and hopefully start bringing the set the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, look at these up tilts, just doing so much work, keeping Pesant off the ground, Burning full charge on that forward strong, still not going to be able to take that stock. But right now, Pesant in their element going to be able to rack up so much extra credit, and extra credit for Sylve means so much.
Oh, but a nice catch with the forward air will take the stock that Burnign actually quite needed, stopping Sylvanas getting a huge advantage, because this character, and if you can't find the kill, can certainly be scary with the lead they get.
Yeah, I mean, same thing that can be said for Pesant's earlier back air. Is the same thing that you can say for Burningn's forward air. Sometimes the aerial is just nice. There isn't really anything else to add. But right now, going to be able, with the invincible ledge dash, to sneak back onto stage, but sneak away from the blast zone, as Burnign now going to be able to control just a little bit more space.
Yeah, I mean, especially, like, right now, Pez is looking for that kill. You want that. Especially when you're in this stressful situation. It's a character you don't know, a character you're not familiar with, and you just want to get this done as soon as possible. This is not a good place to be, and sometimes just a simple F smash will be enough to take it. I want to compliment the sound design, because that's such a beautiful crunch.
Yeah, but the finisher bomb going to be able to even things out really soon. Burnign now in control, almost an SD from Pesant. That would have been terrible. And right now you can see a little bit of that nervousness coming in, really just trying to get some form of control back in this game, back in this set. But Burnign, these anti-airs have been so well done, whether it's a jab or an F tilt. Burnign just going to continue to rack up damage, going to continue to keep Pesant in the blast zone, and down 2 games now against Burningn's Malo.
Down indeed, that forward air sent straight to the depths. Burnign, sorry, finding a beautiful forward air going up and then down through the platform to catch Pesant just coming back towards the ledge.
Yeah, and Pesant not going to be deterred, still going to continue with a different stage, trying once again for a different mental reset. And this time on Treetop is one of those stages where the top platform gets still so much mileage. But Burnign has not stopped from last game.
Burnign is on a roll, now you're 2 games up. You have nothing to lose here. Pesant currently looking at a potential tournament final game. Burnign just wants to keep the pressure going. Why make a mistake now? Just keep going. You know, you're doing well already.
Yeah, I mean, Burnign's still going for some crazy options. Like, I just gotta give a little bit of a shout out to the earlier edge cancel on the up B. But right now, you can really see that he's feeling it. He just really wants to play this character as much as possible. Doesn't even really care too much about, so what are my win conditions? You know, what exactly it is that I have to control. Just wants to throw out every single bomb and just give us a show. And right now, Burnign's just doing a great job of doing so.
I mean, the fireworks, what a beautiful show is coming out here, but Pesant answering back with a beautiful parry and sending Burnign off stage, not able to find anything. The high recovery, avoiding Pesant's flower, and suddenly the bombs coming back on stage. You're actually not sure who's in advantage.
Oh, but just like that, Pesant going to be able to get the jab check, but not recognizing it. This has been a recurring thing against Burnign, it seems. And the Moth going to be able to take it all the way to the bank. These finisher bombs going to do so much damage if Pesant isn't careful.
Again, just taking so much space. I mean, we were mentioning before how that top platform gets so much mileage. Burnign can take that away so quickly with the bombs. And even when he's not, it's just such effective stage control here. You know, getting a platform away from Sylvanas, a character which requires that space to set up and have the grass, takes so much stage control and wait for you to come to them. That's daunting to not have that anymore.
Yeah, and these cherry bombs gonna be able to take it off the top. Burnign 3 stocks to 1, and you cannot stand there. Sylve there from the platform, informally known as the vibe check, is something you always have to be watching out for. But right now, Pesant back in the game, back in control for just a little bit of time, but Burnign undeterred, still once again with this bomb play doing so much work.
Juggling Pesant on the side, they're sitting up to the platform. Suddenly, Burnign actually really wants to use it for himself. You know, the bombs, the space control, as I kept mentioning, is really beautiful to see. The display from Burnign here is super strong, and a nearly SD there from Pesant. That could have been, like, tragic. But recovers finally, 130% now on your final stock. How is Pesant going to be able to recover from this?
I mean, that one down strong could be the start of something. Right now, Burnign in a little bit of trouble off stage, but not off stage for too much longer. Pesant needs to find some way how to get some control. Beautiful jab check, but not going to be able to recover safely.
Just keeping... Well, certainly, this is Burnign's game. Burnign just has to play the patient game. Burnign can do whatever it wants. 150% Sylvanas. What are they going to do? They're going to go just strictly into the right blast zone. And Burnign takes losers finals. Going to face Jevil in grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Pesant put a great fight up against Jevil in winners finals. The question is, once we have Workshop versus the Sylve, we've seen that it tends to go towards the newer characters. You know, Pesant might not have been ready for that. But when you take someone who's playing one of those new characters versus another person who's playing one of those new characters, who comes out on top?
That's actually really interesting to see, because what I've been noticing, funnily enough, Jevil's relatively new to the scene, if I'm not mistaken. So really proving to be a devil of Amis.